Slice on the beat.
Welcome, Cartel members, Anons, Facebook friends, Twitter followers, random YouTube viewer. Thanks for joining me. My name is Julio Hawkes, and I am the Theorizing Theorist. And today we have a series finale, let's just call it. I have to take a break for many reasons, and well, I'll explain them right now. One, I got a lot of stuff coming up, construction stuff that I got to do at home. And then I got these court cases coming up, and I want to focus on those. And my daughter's doing really well on a TikTok thing she's doing. So I want to help her in that. I want to help my other daughter with a YouTube channel, not affiliated with this or any of the subscribers, something completely separate and away from everybody, you know what I mean? So I'm going to go and focus my artistic abilities, if you could even call it that, my video editing skills with my daughter. I'm going to go spend some time with them and teach them and show them. And I've already been kind of doing it, and I'm very proud of them. So now I want to spend some time with them. You hear one of my kids in the background. Yeah, baby. Anyway, so hold on, baby. Daddy's busy. So I'm going to watch Sloan Bella. This is going to be the series finale. I want to watch this Sloan Bella Cash GERNON video with you guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let it play, and then I'm going to watch it with you, and me and my daughter will tune in or chime in, as they say, whenever we hear something that we want to address, or hear something that we're like, whoa, or whatever, you know. I won't leave the mic on the entire time because my kid is here, but if I want to say something, I'll definitely turn it on and start talking. So watch this show with me, and please don't worry, it's gonna zoom in slowly, you know, I had to do it. I'm not worried about Sloan Bella copyright striking me. She didn't do the last video, but I just want to do a little bit something different, and I've had that little, whatever you want to call it, TV filter thingy available, and I figured what better time to use it. So I'm going to sit here and watch this Sloan Bella with you. I haven't seen not even a second of it. I'm trying my best. I mean, I've seen like 1 second maybe. I'm trying my best to keep it out of my view so I can watch it with you and be shocked and amazed with you guys. So hopefully it's good. Hopefully it's a good episode. Like I said, I only believe in God 100%. And after that, anything and everything is only possible through God, right? So, yeah, that's about all I have for you. In 2 weeks, they're delivering my antenna. So all your donations that have been coming in, I put towards a deposit, down payment, because I have bad credit for antenna over here at my local internet provider. I live in the boonies, you know, I live in the rural areas, so I need an antenna to get really high-speed internets. And once I do, I will go live and be able to hopefully go live with you guys and do all that fun stuff. So I'm really looking forward to it. But for the next 2 weeks or so, I'm gonna take a break, call it a season finale, not a series finale. I guess I messed that up. A season finale, excuse me. Didn't mean to scare y'all if I scared y'all at the beginning. Well, whatever. What does that mean even on YouTube, right? Yeah, so if you want to donate to my daughter's channels and my channels and all that, you know, An All-American Cartel LLC is absolutely a real company. I started it about 2 years ago, right in January 3rd or something like that. So it was before the Isaac Cappy case. And I had started it because my daughters wanted to be YouTubers. So I started the channel for them, and then the Isaac Cappy case happened, and I was just, you know, I had a, you know what I mean? I think everybody knows what I feel, you know, that happened, and I was insulted, and I had to come out and say something, and I was, you know, on Facebook getting banned and muted and all that. So I started the YouTube channel to kind of speak to you guys and have a forum, an open forum. So down below in the comments section, please feel free to comment anything you want. It's an open forum. Obviously, if I see you just sitting there being silly, I'm going to delete the comment. So don't waste your time. But if you have constructive criticism, please, I beg you, please share it down below. And everybody else, be nice to constructive criticism, please. Not everybody has same taste. It's obvious, And yeah, if you want to donate, I forgot to say, I forgot to finish, I guess. If you want to donate to the channel, check down below in the description box. There's a PayPal, a Cash App, a Venmo. I got a Venmo for $10, I think, about 2 days ago or yesterday, and that was really nice. Thank you very much. But yeah, I'm gonna have to do a season finale here and not do any more videos for a couple of weeks. So please donate. If I don't get any donations, I might just not come back. Not to be mean, but I mean, if y'all don't care enough, what am I wasting my time for, right? And you guys, I mean, I'm getting the views, right? People are watching what I'm creating, and I get it. I'm not begging anybody for money, but at the same time, I got other things to do. So I do apologize if that sounds crass or whatever you want to call it. Comment down below. Let me know how you feel about that. Let me know how you feel about Darian Brown and all this stuff. Open forum for all cartel members and random YouTube viewers. Just keep it constructive, and hit the like button on your way out and watch this video with me, and I'll leave you here at least with typical and as always, to God be the glory.
Hi everyone, I'm Sloan from SloanBella.com, and I am back with another energetic channeled video. What that means to me is, instead of focusing on the person who has passed away, I'm channeling the energy around the situation and circumstances. I did not want to do this video, but the information I was getting as I was watching the father's girlfriend speak on the media, I was like, wait, something's so off here. So I started to get information from that point on.
All right, already interrupting. Sorry about that. But one thing I wanted to bring up that she's bringing up is there's a story real quick I want to tell you about how many balls or marbles are in a jar, right? And if you have 10 people guessing, you can get, about 70% close to how many are in there. If you have 100 people guessing, you get about 80% closer to the right answer. If you have, 1,000 people guessing, you get about 90. But if you have 1,000,000, you get the gist, right? So with that said, everybody and their mother in their gut is feeling it's not Brown and it's these other people. So don't ignore that. That's all I'm going to say. Let's keep watching.
So I hesitated, but I wrote down what I got, and I'm going to open this up by saying this is energy around the situation. So I'm talking about little Cash GERNON, the little 4-year-old twin that went missing out of his bed at 5 a.m. in Dallas, Texas, at his biological father's girlfriend's house. Suddenly he's just scooped up out of the room. Somebody goes in, takes the baby, leaves the twin, disappears with the baby, comes back around 7 to get the other twin. So there's 2-hour time difference there. Comes back to get the other twin, but for some reason, turns around and walks out. And then about another hour and a half later, a lady jogger is going down the street and sees little Cash on the ground. Of course, is probably sick to her stomach. She can't help this baby, but she has to sit with him. And so that is where I began channeling the energy. I don't want to pick up on the energy actually of a child that's just passed, but I started to. So I'm going to say what I got. I started to get a bunch of picture images, and regardless of what your religious belief is or what you think, I actually saw, and I'm going to use the words that I heard in my head. Okay, first of all, I saw baby Cash, and he had a big grin on his face. And there was a puppy that somebody handed to him. This was a shepherd who handed him a puppy. This is going on in my head when I'm getting the information. It's called a visual download as far as energy channeling goes for me. This little puppy was handed to this little baby, and he was so happy. The puppy was licking and squishing and cuddling, and I saw that image. So I knew immediately that he had been crossed over and was safe and in the arms of the Lord. I'm just going to word it that way. That is the way I feel about it. I saw a man who to me looks like the image of Jesus that we see. And I know I sound a little bit off saying this, but that's what I saw immediately. So I'm going to call him a shepherd. I saw a large field around little Cash, a large field or lawn or space with tons of flowers and so many animals. And my mind zoomed up really close to Cash, and it's like I sat behind him in my head. So he was sitting in front of me with his back to me, and I saw this puppy licking and cuddling, and he was having so much fun giggling. And I saw the shepherd man, that's what I'm going to call him, turn his back. He had a staff in his hand and walk towards to tend to the other animals, of which there were many. This is actually what I saw. So in that first vision, I knew that that little boy was safe and back home. I'm going to just word it that way. That's the first thing. I didn't focus on anything else other than where is that child now. Then my mind flashed immediately to the father's girlfriend. And I'm going to say this once, and I'm going to say this twice, and I'm going to say this 1,000 times. To the biological.
All right, before we start talking about the biological parent here, wasn't it kind of weird I just said 1,000? I was talking about marbles and thousands and hundreds, and I'm telling you, I haven't seen this yet, but isn't that trippy? And I really like Sloan Bella. You know, I'm not a big believer in all this, you know, all that kind of stuff, just because I just don't know enough about it, don't care to know enough about it. I just focus all my energy on God and trying to do what I feel like, but I don't dismiss it or diss it or ignore it. You know, it's just I don't know much about it. But with Sloan Bella, I heard about her or met her or whatever you want to call it through Michael Dade. So her and Michael Dade made a video about Isaac Cappy, or talking about Isaac Cappy. And Michael Dade, if you don't know, has been one of these people that bumped heads with me, and he made a lot of videos about me, even made fake accounts and make videos about me, and just really trashed my name and did a lot of stuff, attacked the account, the channels, a real menace to the YouTube community, let's just say. But so I didn't really think highly of Sloan at that time, but I didn't even talk trash. I was just kind of worried that she was in with the whole Dade crowd. But after seeing her now and seeing all this stuff, I'm very impressed, very eager to enjoy my next 2 weeks off and watch a little bit more on Sloan, and also, so you guys know, I'm going to be around. I don't think I'm just not going to make no more videos. I'll be in the comment section. I'll be, you know, on other people's live streams, and if something big happens, I might have to come out of vacation real quick. But anyway, let's get back to this video real quick, and yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying this and I'm not too annoying.
To the biological parents of any children. If one or both of you are addicts, such as I understand the biological father was, the other side of the family needs to step up and keep tabs on those kids. You cannot assume that he's going to change because he got custody and suddenly he's not going to be an alcoholic or a drug addict or whatever his issues were. Having said that, what went on with his son, their son, has nothing really to do other than wrong time, wrong place. There's a whole other host of reasons for what was going on. It's very easy to blame the biological father and the biological mother. Apparently, she was searching for her son. First of all, he shouldn't have gotten out of her sight. Having said that, parents do kidnap children, so I get that. The biological father not thinking clearly does not mean he wanted his child dead. His actions put his children in a vulnerable situation, as did the mothers, both of them. They should. And where is the family court judge? What is going on with children in our court system that this father with a clear addiction issue, everybody says it, warrants out for his... Why is he watching the babies? Why is he not notifying the mother? What's the spitefulness in this that he's not taking the babies back to their biological mother and letting her family watch them? Is there something else going on there? People should speak up about that, and that should be corrected within our court system, because these two children should not have been staying at a stranger's house. The woman they were staying with, the girlfriend, is a stranger. I understand how it happens. I've taken kids in myself from people I don't know in the midst of certain circumstances in their life. So they didn't know me and I didn't know them. So I do know stuff like that happens. However, immediately as I was watching the dad's girlfriend, and I want to say her name's Monica, but I didn't actually pay attention to the names, but I'm going to call her Monica. I was picking up on the energy of Monica. And as I was listening to her talk, immediately, I zoned right in. She was in a trance state. And I know people probably think she was on some kind of drugs, meth, cocaine, heroin, crack, whatever. This, I feel, goes farther, deeper back. And I also want to say something about the young man, and I'm going to call him Darian. I'm not sure how to pronounce his name. When I looked at the video of him and I look at his face, he does not think he did that. There is a disconnect between him understanding that it looks like him in the video, allegedly it looks like him, and that it is him. There's so many other things going on. I could hardly keep my head straight. My head was like, oh my God, all over the place. First of all, let's...
All right, real quick, first of all, let's be honest. How easy would it be if you were to try to set somebody up and you had all the power in the world, you were illuminated, let's just say? How easy would it be to just get this footage that they have of Brown, you know? Because it looks like, let's just be honest, it looks like the person in the morning is a different person than the guy at night. Attitude and everything. And the guy in the morning, it looks like it could have been it from any day. And it sounds like Cameron was talking to him, telling him, hey man, do me a favor, grab that kid and then walk over there. And Darian didn't know what the hell he was doing. So I want to see all the footage uncut. They're going to have to show it. I don't know how they get away with not. But let's just be honest, you know, even if they show the footage, how hard would it be for the Illuminated to fake that footage even, you know, with all of that? Look how grainy it was. It'd be easy. I'm just saying. I'm not saying that's what they did at all. I'm just saying. But other good points that I brought up were the... Okay, I gotta go and pat this baby. He wants me to keep patting her on the back while she goes to sleep. Sorry. Okay, I'm sorry, baby. Hold on. Sorry, I warned you that my daughter was going to be here with me. It's late right now, obviously, so, and I'm just watching her, and we're waiting for mommy to come home from work and take over, I guess, as they say. So anyway, guys, hopefully you're enjoying this so far. I keep hating to ask that, and I keep hating to say that, and I keep hating to interrupt. Let me go ahead and just let you finish watching this and bow out here with my daughter. So hopefully you're enjoying it. I'm gonna finish watching it, just I can't keep interrupting and adding these little voiceovers or whatever. So thanks for watching, and as always, you know the routine. To God be the glory.
First of all, let's skip this particular story for 1 second so I can put it into perspective what I'm picking up. As you know, in our country, in our state of California, but in our country, I'm sure in every state, there are a tremendous amount of homeless people. These homeless people, when you watch them, some of them are coherent and functional, can make eye contact. Others appear to be drugged out of their mind, and some of them walk down the street almost like they're a remote control robot, walking through the streets, and you're like, what is going on? Who are they talking to? Now, I want to just jump to the word schizophrenic. Okay, in our medical DSM-5, DSM-4, DSM-3, the medical journal, okay, psychiatric journal, states that schizophrenia, and there's different forms of it, so forgive me for not labeling, there's like 4 different kinds. Anyway, they hear voices and they communicate in ways with voices that tell them to do either good or bad things or just things. And so schizophrenia can be brought on by biochemistry, is my understanding, by drugs, certain drugs, and also by certain traumas, but they never tell the truth about it. There is a psychic, spiritual component, a doorway that's unlocked in the head through the use of religious, over-religious stimulation in early childhood. So hyper religion or fanatical religion in the house can open up the doorway, because I want people to understand, and I'm going to go out on a limb here and probably get a lot of hate mail. The way that we are taught religion in our society, in every church, pretty much under every denomination, is actually not completed in its thinking, so it leaves questions, okay, unanswered. Obviously, we don't know the answers because we're here and then the spiritual world is there, but I'm talking about how they tell you to pray and how they tell you to speak is sometimes backwards, okay? It's reversed. Therefore, it has a totally different effect on the people who actually believe it. If it is spoken to you in your childhood home of origin, and it is continued to be spoken and spoken and spoken, it can open up portals in the body's energy field that allow different kinds of energy to come in and different thoughts. So it can provoke obsessive what would the word be I would use? Obsessive criticism or hatred of the self in a reverse way. It's not presented that way openly, but I'm just asking you to entertain this for a minute. The second thing I see, and the reason I brought up the homeless people, is from my experience, okay, this is just me channeling energy, walking by homeless people all the time in Los Angeles. My energy when I'm around them is either fragmented. So when I walk by them, I have physical responses due to the, clairsentience of my body and also the empathic nature of how I pick up information. I will feel fragmented energy, almost like they show in cartoons. They show a gun coming out of the barrel of a bullet, and they show it fragmenting. I feel their energy like that. It's like snow on a TV screen. I see it that way. I feel it and I see it. And I'm like, that's some fragmented thinking, okay? The thinking is fragmented. What is that from? I don't know yet. But as I walk by different people, I will get that, or I will get a vibration that is so out of tune with how I perceive things that it's almost like a low humming power line coming from these people. So a low tonal, a deep tonal, so I'm going to use the word low because it's deep. It's not like a woman's voice. It's like a deep man's voice. Tonology coming from them that I'm like, what is that? Because I cannot tune my brain to it. It's very weird. Why would you expect me to? I know they're homeless and the people who aren't. But that's not what I'm saying. I notice that when I go through groups of homeless people, their tones are very similar. And that's weird to me because we all vibrate a little bit differently. We all have a uniqueness to our expression. So why am I going by these people and there's groups of them that express the same energy? Now get back to the young man that is supposedly on the video on the camera. And again, I wish they would make these videos or home cameras so like clear that you could actually see it, because every video I watch of a crime, every video, all of them have something where I could go, like that. So it's not clear. It's unfortunate, but they don't make them very clear for in-home videos. Having said that, this young man, I focused on his energy. The 18-year-old boy, I focused on his energy. And what I felt from his energy is that he has that same vibrational tone, that low vibrational tone. I actually specifically asked energetically, did you do this? And I'm going to word it to you this way. He feels like he didn't do it. That's not saying he's innocent. I'm not saying that, or guilty. I'm just saying his energy does not understand why anybody thinks he did this. There is a disassociation. But here's the thing. When I looked at the people, all of the people involved, kids, parents, people, fathers, mothers, cousins, neighbors, whatever, the father's girlfriend has the same disconnection. She is unaware of her part. She's definitely connected to this. Definitely connected. From what I pick up energetically, she's definitely connected. Something she's done or said around her children, and her children know. Her children know. There's a definite connection. There is a disconnect and then a connection. So both the young man, Darian, and the mother, Monica, have a disassociation and alters in their personality. I saw that very clearly. Neither one of them stands up and is actually who they are. Now, there's several ways we can go about this, and this is where I was getting with the homeless people that you see on your, big cities. Actually, they're everywhere now, but especially in California, I'll just use that as an example. A lot of these people, in my opinion, from the energy, have been tweaked mentally by something outside of themselves. And no, I'm not going demonic on this. I'm actually going governmental with this. This seems like some sort of a mass experiment. This is just what I'm picking up. The vibrational tone is not that of the spirit world. That does not mean entities can't come in and out of them when they're disassociated, because it can. This is something else. What they showed me was a tuning fork, okay? Like a total tuning fork like this. like a metal thing that looks like a magnet, but a tuning fork. And it feels like both, and this room is getting ice cold right now, okay? Ice cold. So I'm talking about them and they're coming into the room. Anyway, the tuning fork, when you look at it, the vibrations reverberate. The father's girlfriend, Monica, and the boy in the video, allegedly, both vibrate on the similar tone. Why is that? They're two totally different people. They shouldn't be resonating on the same tone, but they are both disassociated. Is this some kind of an experiment that we're unaware of, where they are using people who have a slight mental illness? Now let's look at the young man. Young man's 18. They say he has a history of mental illness. So where does he go? He goes for shrink meetings. What do shrinks do? They prescribe medicine. What does that have in common with a lot of people that cause chaos in our society? For some reason, they have a blank look on their face and they walk into rooms and do things, schools, shootings, airports, wherever, diners, and they go bananas and they start doing harm to others, causing chaos. Now, what's another way to open up the body system so that you can actually control it robotically from a distance? And I think there's something going on like this. The woman, Monica, who had the kids for 3 months, 2.5 months, she, to me, opened herself up through the use of drugs. And I'm going to say this 5,000 times. If you use drugs and have children around you, you will cause harm and chaos to your children. If you're an alcoholic, if you're an addict, stop it when you have children, because you are opening vibrations up for everybody in your immediate environment to go through chaotic drama and sometimes horrific deaths because you are unaware or stupid and make dumbass choices, okay? And there is no excuse. The bio dad is going to have to live with that. That is horrific. Now, understand also, the way that I'm putting these pieces together, and I'm going to use the word government again, but the way that I'm putting the pieces together is when I look at our society and the level of addiction, and again, totally separate addictions, but meth, the fentanyl in the society, the Oxycontin, alcoholism, weed, all of that. And I'm talking people, not all you casual users, calm down. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the people that have obsessive compulsive need to do that, even cigarettes. All of this has been formulated and plotted to control the herd. What better way to thin the herd, as they call us, okay, than to open them up to use their rebellious nature, their avant-gardeness, their I'm not going to follow society's rules in reverse world, and force them on drugs where they become enslaved. Granted, it's a choice, but these people become enslaved by the drugs. The love of money, the love of greed, the trying to get out of the body, the trying to not physically feel. So all of these drugs have somehow been unleashed on our society. Why? That's what I think this has to do with. I believe that this family who had little Cash and Carter energetically are disassociated. The mother, the alleged kidnapper, murderer, and the family. This is a study. Did you hear that bang on the wall? This is a study, okay? Study. This is an experiment using people's mind and fracturing it. Now, what happens energetically when somebody finds out about a trauma? Look at a mass trauma like 911, the day that happened. Every single thing was focused on that. It's all about that. People are devastated. People lost their family members. The same thing happens with a child. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're back to that. Here it goes again. You see that? I'm not touching it. Here are my hands. I'm not touching anything. What is it? You saw that, right? Oh, you see that? Uh-huh. Again, it's been a whole week of people in this house screwing with the video, stepping in front, stepping behind. My ankles are now cold, so I'm going to come up and make this focus. Okay, so let's see if we're back to focus. I hope are we back on focus? Oh no. I leave this in the videos now because there. I think it's very important to do that because I'm not doing anything. It didn't do it for the first half until I started talking about the disassociation, the death of a child, a baby, a 4-year-old. Who doesn't love a 4-year-old? What kind of mass chaos does that cause on an energetic level that can be harnessed, siphoned, stolen from the sadness, the frustration, the grief over losing one of God's children, a baby, a 4-year-old? What happens energetically? Who's stealing that energy from all of our sadness, our horrific feeling about it? And our energy is then experimentally focused on people, and we start blaming. Again, this is disassociation and a dismantling of energy purposefully by something around them. Now, here's the other thing I got, totally going straight out psychic on this. Number one, that little boy was not just stabbed. Okay, there is sexual gratuitous involved in this, and there's probably film around this. This was done purposefully, gratuitously, and sexualized. Okay, so wait for that to come out because there is a component of that. Who was filming it? Because I get that it was being filmed, and I get that there's 2 males involved. So I might want to go back into the woman, Monica, who was watching Cash and Carter, and look to see where, what, and how, what happened in that house, and what kind of friends this woman had, and what did she take money from? Not accusing anyone of anything, just asking. So I am seeing some sort of sexualization of baby Cash that I feel happened prior to his being kidnapped. So there was probably ongoing sexual abuse. Now, the problem, and I looked up, tried to find their birthdays, Cash and Carter's birthdays online. I could not. They're twins. It depends who's the first twin out. So whichever first is the first of the 2 that's out, which I kind of think might have been Carter because he seems to be more maternal towards little baby Cash. For some reason, I got that impression. But the first twin out is the one that carries the birth date. The second twin, you advance the chart 3 months. Okay, again, that's the way I was taught in childhood. That's the way you do it. That's the way I do it. I'll put it that way. You advance the chart to the squaring aspect on the same day, 3 months ahead. So once you've done that, okay, once you've done that, you're able to see the nuances of different personality between the 2 children. Now, I have no idea when they were born because I can't find it anywhere, but I know they're both 4. Having said this, I feel like this is a huge orchestration using human beings as experiments mentally while fracturing their mind and disassociating them. I know that we want to say there's evil in the world and we want to pin it on an evil, but this is not quite what I'm getting. What if somebody was programmed, like in a cult, like an anorexic? Have you ever tried to talk to an anorexic who tells you they're fat and they're like 95 pounds and they're like 5'10" and they insist that they're fat and they can go through a whole litany of why they're fat? Because they cannot see themselves clearly. They have a disassociation from the physical and to what their body is. So something about their brain is not able to see that. So their brain is compartmentalized, i.e. fractured. That's what happened in this case. So everybody involved in this case has been fucked with on some level. The mother who was watching baby Cash, okay, so the lady that took baby Cash in, there's complicit on some level there by who she allowed in her house and what she let happen and how she ignored what was going on with her own children. Why, and I'm just gonna ask this because I have cameras in my house, why the fuck are you not having an alarm in the child's room since you have cameras? So obviously you're concerned for the child. You have cameras. Why is there no alarm? Too late to ask that question, and it's not a judgment. I'm just asking. And secondly, if you have cameras, why is it you cannot remember that you have cameras until you're prompted by one of your children? This is a disassociation. That woman was in and out of different altered states. So was the person who picked the baby up out of his little sleeping bed. The way that he held the baby, he's not grounded in his physical, outside of the physical. Who was talking in his head? Schizophrenia or disassociation due to either programming or entity harnessing of the energy. So what was going on in this person's mind that they have no memory? I know all criminals say they didn't do shit. I get that. But this is not the point. The point is, I feel energetically he doesn't remember doing it. Why? Why? What happened? I would love to know what psych meds he was on, and I would love to know if there was a military foundation within the context of his biological family or family that raised him. Because this happens a lot more. You can tell with the energy, it hums in a different way. So when I'm talking about little baby Cash, I'm talking about him being a victim due to being left there, wrong place, wrong time, and snatched up out of the house. Ripe for the opportunity because the father was not dealing with his own issues. All of us could do better with our parenting, but if you are an addict, please get help with that, because you should not be putting your children with a strange woman to watch them. I don't even understand. Not the mother. The mother could have had issues, because I understand that the father had custody. So the mother has issues, but why? What are those issues? And why wasn't she informed by the husband that he was leaving town due to his own sketchiness? So there's control issues going on there both ways. Having said that, none of this should have happened. Baby Cash right now ascended straight on to the other side, went straight across. And for some reason, I keep seeing the image of that baby puppy that he holds. He's 4 and he's holding a baby puppy that almost has the same coloring in its coat that he does. It's a puppy, it's little, but it's licking him and it's fun and he's giggling and he's forgotten about what's back here. Now, energetically, when I went over to Carter, his cousin, his twin, that little boy was used to ignoring what was going on with Cash. He was taught to continue to sleep, which tells me still there was things going on and secrets in that family that other little twin avoided, because that's what he was told. When he woke up that morning looking for his little brother, his brother, Cash, looking for his brother, okay, because his soul seems like kind of parental in its energy. He knew immediately what had happened, although not probably literally, but he knew something wasn't right, because he'd been told always to sleep. It would be okay. Your brother will be put back. So this has been going on for some time. I guess the babies moved in there in February, etc. But February, March, April, May. We took 4 months to kill off a child in this house. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. Nobody just breaks into somebody's house. Nobody does that like that. This is some kind of disassociative programming. Where it came from, that is my confusion. That's why I mentioned the homeless in our society. Some of them vibrate like that. These people vibrate like that when I tuned into the energy. Also, to the gentleman in the neighborhood that said that this same perpetrator, allegedly, snuck into his house 3 months prior and tried to take his granddaughter, and then he just grabbed his granddaughter out of the guy's hands. Firstly, that sounds like the kid was in a trance again, and it was easy to take the baby from him, okay? But here's my question to that person. What kind of a jackass are you that you don't report that to the police? Somebody walking into your house and trying to take a 2-year-old out of your house is like some extreme shit. So why did you not communicate that until after somebody else's child died? That's on you, buddy. You should have communicated it. It was presented in the media that you did not. Having said that, I have no idea what your need was to stop that from happening. Like, I would have been completely freaked out. It's the granddaughter. Did you tell her parents? What did you do? As a society, we actually have to pick up the slack in instances like this and not give him another chance. Report the kid. Why are you reporting it now, other than obviously the circumstances with Cash? But why are you doing that? But he was in some sort of a triggered hypnotic energetic state when he did this. Disassociated. This is what I'm getting. The dad's girlfriend is connected to it. The family of the dad's girlfriend is aware of it. Baby Carter was told, shh, be quiet. They keep taking baby Cash. They keep taking Cash at night. Baby Carter was told, be quiet. Sit down, be quiet. He's a baby. He sit down, be quiet. His brother always came back. That morning he woke up, he knew that his brother wasn't coming back, okay? The alleged 18-year-old, Darian, is disassociated 100%, and it's not just schizophrenia. Unless we're calling schizophrenia, which I believe it to be, a ruptured portal into the physical body by some sort of parasite that attaches to the human physical, while the human physical soul is disassociated, disconnected, outside of the body. Okay, so this is just what I'm getting. So it's not quite as obvious. There are more than one person in that family that knows where that boy went from, and not the one that kidnapped him. That was a setup on purpose, meaning this was orchestrated, planned, and programmed into him to do that. Why? Where is this coming from? That's what I'm saying. That's just what I'm saying. All right, you guys. Once again, my name is Sloan from SloanBella.com.